I thought I'd talk to you about helicopter parenting. A new study has just come out, which was done by some Americans and some Swiss who worked together, and they followed some children and some parents who they felt to be parents who were very involved in the children's lives, even being described as very controlling. And they looked at the outcomes for their children as they got older. Pretty interesting, I have to say. But I think what they're really not focusing on is the anxiety that's wrapped up in all of this. So the term helicopter parenting has very negative implications for the poor parents who are trying to do their best. And what do we even mean by it? Well, it's that kind of parenting that is very fear-based. So you might hear a parent quite often, or if not repeatedly, saying, oh, you need to do it like this, or come away from there, or don't do that, or come here now, or it's that sort of constant, almost a bit like a little woodpecker. So a parent very involved, very passionate and loving about what they're doing and being present in their children's lives. But their anxiety is running the show. So if we see it in that perspective, if we think about, oh, this is a parent who's really struggling and particularly stressed and particularly anxious, and all of those who've either raised or cared for children in some way, we can go through, when our stress levels go up, we all become more like that. So let's be honest. And I can definitely hold my hands up, particularly in public. I know I used to be much more on it with my child. Did you say thank you? Did you let that woman go in front of you? Oh yeah, clearly often relating to manners. But it's when it's ongoing that we will see that there will be an effect for the children. Why would that be? Well, because brains are developing based on what they experience and the interactions they either have or don't have. So if a child is surrounded by one or two adult carers who are in this state of heightened anxiety and often intervening before a child has got to experience or test things or try different things out, then the children will be reacting in this same shocked way, and it will increase their levels of stress and anxiety also. What can we do? Well, I think the first thing is, if you know someone like this, then taking extra time and compassion with them, rather than go in and maybe say, oh, I think you're one of these helicopter parents, you need to, chill out a bit or pull back a bit. The last thing anyone who's anxious or stressed needs, or any of us when we're parenting, quite frankly, is criticism. But getting alongside of them with lots of compassion, I was just wondering, is there anything I can do to help you? How are you doing? What's going on? And really listening rather than coming with lots and lots of advice can be a great starting point. And then maybe pointing them in the direction of somebody like myself or somebody else who can help them get to that level of feeling less stressed, less anxious and safer themselves, so that they can then put this into their parenting. Otherwise, as you can see, it's just going to be a vicious cycle. And the findings of the study were that the children were more likely to have depression, anxiety, and behavioural difficulties. But as I say, I think that they were looking completely at the wrong thing, as do many of the other people who've commented on it, who are, professors of this, that, and the other. So let's think about this as parents who are just struggling at the moment with high levels of anxiety themselves, who need support and intervention, and they definitely don't need criticism or labelling as helicopter parents.